isn't another 4 years of defending lobbyists who don't represent real Americans. It's standing with working Americans who've seen their jobs disappear and their wages decline and their hope for the future slip further and further away. That's a change we can offer in 2008. When I'm president, I will end the tax giveaways to companies that ship our jobs overseas. I will put the money in the pockets of working Americans and seniors and homeowners who deserve a break. I won't wait 10 years to raise the minimum wage. I'll raise it to keep pace every single year. And understand this, if American workers are being denied their right to organize and collectively bargain when I'm in the White House, I'll put on a comfortable pair of shoes myself. I'll walk on that picket line with you as President of the United States of America. Because workers deserve to know that somebody's standing in their corner. 1 year from now, we can stop campaigning on the outrage of 47 million uninsured Americans and finally start doing something about 47 million uninsured Americans. I helped reform health care in Illinois, and I didn't do it alone. I did it by reaching out to Democrats and Republicans. We took on the insurance industry, and we won. We provided 150,000 people who didn't have health insurance. That's how I will pass a universal health care bill that allows every American to get the same kind of health care that members of Congress get for themselves, and cut every family's premiums by up to $2,500. And mark my words, I will sign this bill not 20 years from now, not 10 years from now. I will sign it by the end of my first term as President of the United States of America. That's the change we can offer in 2008. 1 year from now, we can stop sending our children down corridors of shame. Start putting them on a pathway to success. When I am president, we will stop passing bills called No Child Left Behind, that leave the money behind, the No Child Left Behind. We can start making real investments in education from cradle to adulthood. That means early childhood education to help close the achievement gap, making sure that children are prepared when they begin school before it's too late. That means recruiting an army of new teachers and paying them better, and supporting them. Paying them better and supporting them more so that they're not just teaching to the test, but rather they're teaching to teach. It means finally putting college educations within the reach of every American young person. We are wealthy enough to afford making sure that you don't have to be rich to go to college. You don't have to have $50,000 worth of debt when you leave college. We want our young people going into teaching. We want them going into being social workers. We want them going into the Peace Corps. That's the change we can offer in 2008. 1 year from now, we can stop sending hundreds of millions of dollars to dictators for their oil while we're melting the polar ice caps in the bargain. I will raise our fuel standards. I will put a cap on emissions to reduce greenhouse gases by 80% by 2050. We'll tell polluters they're going to have to pay for their pollution because they don't own the skies. The American people own the skies. And we'll use the money to invest in the clean, renewable fuels that are our future. That's the change we can offer in 2008. In this election, we have the chance to turn the page on the last 6 years of being told the only way for Democrats to look tough on national security is to talk and act and vote like George Bush's Republicans. When I'm your nominee, my opponent won't be able to say that I was for the war in Iraq before I was against it. They won't be able to say that I supported an extension of the Iraq war into Iran. They won't be able to say that I support Bush-Cheney diplomacy of not talking to leaders we don't like. The Republican nominee won't be able to say I flip-flop on something as fundamental as whether our nation should use torture. Because we are not a nation that makes excuses for torture. We are a nation that rejects it. We are a nation that is, under the Obama administration, will close down Guantanamo because we're not a nation that locks people up without charging them. We will restore habeas corpus. We are not a nation that undermines our civil liberties. We are not a nation that wiretaps without warrants. That's not who we are as Americans. That's a change we can offer in 2008. Fired up? When I am president, I will end this war in Iraq. I will end this war in Iraq. I will bring our troops home within 16 months. I will finish the fight against Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. I will lead the world against the common threats of the 21st century. Nuclear weapons and terrorism, climate change and poverty, genocide and disease. That's what Democrats must stand for, and that's what America must stand for. And I will be a president who sends a message to all around the world, to the black, white, and brown faces beyond our shores, from the halls of power to the shanty towns of Africa that say, you matter to America. Your future is our future, and our moment is now. America, our moment is now. Now is our chance to turn the page. Now is our chance to write a new chapter. I'm in this race because I don't want to see us spending the next year refighting the Washington battles of the 1960s or the 1990s. I don't want to pit blue states against red states. I want to lead the United States of America.